this in the dump trailer, load it back. Let's put it in. It's stuck on the hand. Yeah, stuck on the Okay, we'll get it in. Gotta do a little bit of friggin'. Okay, there it is. It's in. It's got pine needles all over it. Decorated for Christmas. Look at that. This is a Western plow. And you can see underneath it's got red paint, but that's not Western red. That was painted by the dealer the year we got it. It's some indestructible red, but it's plowed a little bit of snow. Even though it's yellow, it is a Western. It's a commercial Western. It's made to go on big, like a 5-ton or a 3-ton truck. And there's the spacing I'm looking for. And one of the pieces have broken off on this side. There's a little plate supposed to go on there, same as this one. So we're going to bring it back, and this is even bent. So that was all fabricated by the dealer. The Western dealer made this. I kind of beefed it up. I had those gussets there in the triangle as it was bent. It's plowed a lot of snow. There's the center pin that it was torn out a couple of years ago. I fixed that. I spent 3 days rebuilding everything on this at that time because it was so badly mangled. You just have to look at this, and there's metal fatigue. See the cracks? You know, it's just hours and hours, probably 2,000 hours of plowing snow on this. Those pieces there that are diagonal, they brace that corner. That corner broke. Everything's broken on this thing. I'm trying to just patch it up. Keep patching it. Make it go some more. Got the plow. I got the harness. Both together. And we don't have much space in there. I've jacked it apart about 1/4 of an inch. This is a piece of 5/8. I think I can put 5/8 on one side, but the other side's a little bit tight. Or maybe I need to take a little pressure off the jack. It's off there. I think I'm going to go with 1/2 inch on this side, 5/8 on this side, and I got to weld this. This whole thing's got to be welded back in. It's kind of the stopper when it comes up. It hits right here. So let's go do some work. So here's my setup on the lathe. I'm going to just come in here with the hole saw. I'm going to take that out, drill a hole right through first, and then we're going to blow some air on that hole saw. And I know you're not supposed to use compressed air on a lathe, but I'm going to do it. And this will be one of them, and I got to get a piece of 1/2 inch, about the same size for the other side. That's one way to make a hole. Works for me. Okay, I've got four. I got the 1/2 inch piece of with a 1 inch hole in it. I built a new pin. The pin that was in it last winter is bent. This one here, And I've got a piece of stainless steel right here, which is just in there until I make the second pin with a 5/8. You saw me drill a hole in that one. So I'm just going to tap a couple of cold chisels in there and push them against the harness, weld them. And don't ever use a stainless steel pin like I'm using for the winter. That's just in there to get that welded. You cannot cut one of these pins out with a torch. You can use a plasma cutter if you have one of them, but if you need to cut that out because it got bent and it will not come out, you are in huge trouble. It will never come out of there. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to make another pin just like this one right here. And I put a little taper on it with the lathe. Anyway, it took too much time, but I did it. I welded a washer on, but I ran out of gas. Just everything's going wrong here. I ran out of, with the MIG, the CO2, argon CO2 mix. And I think we'll be done here in a few minutes. When you do this kind of work, this harness, I knew this was going to happen. The holes don't really line up, and that's the biggest reason why I wanted to plow here. Better here than and you know, and then I get my spacing exactly where I want it with the jack. So when I weld that plate in the middle, it'll hold it where it is, right now, and it'll hold it there permanently. Shouldn't have too much trouble, I hope. You guys can see it, but there's a heck of an angle there, and we had it over on some level ground, and we were trying to think about maybe drilling holes up higher, but here's the problem here. Tires are completely worn out on this. They're so worn out, we're using them as turf tires this summer. The alternator doesn't seem to be charging. Well, I had a look here. Look at how corroded that is. Even this, I tried wire brushing this when it was on there. Get a better connection. So I think we're going to clean everything up. Put it like a temporary test lead on here with the other original wire here. Run it up to the battery and run it again. Everything's corroded badly. So these little plugs here too. Try and get them. There's a way to get those out of there with a dental tool and clean them up, put them back on, and see if we get some juice out of this. Although it wouldn't hurt to rebuild this because I think the bearings seem to be okay, but I don't think, probably a rebuild kit for this wouldn't hurt. 70 amp. This tractor has air conditioning, so I think it's a Nippon Denso. Most Kubota alternators are Nippon Denso. And there we go, something shiny and new looking in the shop. Although you can tell by the sticker down here, it isn't exactly new. I think it's about 14, 15 years old, this plow. We bought it new. And fixed a bunch of things on it. But now we want to add an end plate over here. So I made a really neat piece of steel to go on here with that bandsaw. I'm going to drill a hole up here and one at the top somewhere. Probably put this on the inside of that rib. And then this end plate on the floor from one of our old plows that we don't use anymore is going to be installed on there. I just have to drill a hole down lower here. I don't like these holes up high. There's all the impact on that bottom corner there in the front comes through, and above this rib, above here is not very heavy duty. Down below, I can add something really solid to this piece of angle, which makes it much more sturdy. And it needs a new back drag blade. That one's been worn right out. This truck does a lot of back dragging over the, it's on other sites. So some of our sites you need 2 end plates. Some of them you need no end plates. Depends on where you're working. Now here's that piece of steel I cut with that bandsaw. That bandsaw is incredible. Here's the chunks I cut off. It's just like I never used anything so nice as that to cut steel. Okay. Well, I've jumped ahead quite a bit now, and I'm pretty happy with. We're getting a lot done. So I've got the 3 mounting holes for that end plate. It's all finished. I mounted a piece of 1/2 inch right here with a pre-drilled hole. This little 3/8 block, we welded that on and drilled a hole with a handheld drill. That was not so easy. This one was done in the drill press. That's the fancy piece I had all cut out, and the next clip of video was a bit long, so I edited it out, but that's in. It's welded on, and the end plate's over here on the floor. It's easily, you can mount that in about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, or you can take it off about the same amount of time. So you put these little linch pins through the hole, and then they just clip on there. Got to keep an oil can and a pair of vice grips, these little rust and C's. But there's your 3 mounting holes, 1, 2. This one's obsolete now, and I welded this tab on down here for the bottom one, 3. And the brace goes on the mold board, so that goes in there, a little clip on there too. So there's 4 of these linch pins. This one I made yesterday. It's a bit longer because that hole, that's going through 5/8 plate, and it needed a little bit more distance than the original one. So that's ready. It's all done. We're gonna give it a little paint, and we got both parking lots to do, and we've got a lot of road to do. So this plow here is set up for quick and easy removal of that end plate, and we can have it on and off in under 2 minutes, I think. So you can't plow roads with 2 end plates. That's one thing you can't do. And I've got a video out there last year. It's pretty controversial. It's called snow plowing a compound, and I got people comment all the time that I'm doing it wrong. I should angle it, but if you're moving snow in a straight line from A to B, you got to keep your plow straight. What I needed in that video was end plates like this plow will have. So over here I got one more little repair to do. Down here, the cutting edge on the front didn't get changed soon enough, so total lack of maintenance. It wore the little tab off that was down here that holds those. That's half a bolt hole, so that's something I got to do tomorrow. And the back drag blade got put on today, so I'm pretty happy that these are all things I wasn't sure we'd have time to even do this year. So it's done. This thing is going to get finished up tomorrow and out the door, and the next time you see it, it'll be plowing snow. So I hope you don't think my video is too long, but you know, I had a lot to cover, and it's got a nice paint job too. Last week, I just hope this paint stays on, and we may paint the back of it if we have time. Thanks for watching.